Hello guys, it is Saturday, which means I am picking up all our new guests to start off a fresh week here on the MedSailors Ionian route. Keep watching if you want to see exactly what the Ionian route has to offer. After receiving everyone for check-in, I got lucky on my first week and got my own cabin on the catamaran. The cats quickly became my safe space, and the helm was without a doubt my favorite place to be on the flotilla throughout the season. Saturday afternoon, we set sail to our first stop of the week, Stefanos Bay on the north of Corfu. Here we have our first group dinner and drinks at the bar to get to know everyone a little bit better. The next morning after breakfast, we head to Kalami Bay. Here we have an amazing morning swim with a view over the Durrell's White House. Meanwhile, the skippers will be working hard to show off their cooking skills for the first lunch. After lunch, it's time to set sail to the mainland of Greece, Iggy Beach. The time flies by with some deep water swimming or paddleboard towing. Iggy Beach attracts lots of wildlife like dolphins and birds because it's a stunning natural reserve, which is even more beautiful to see from the air. If you love adventure, then this is where you can hop on the water sports rides, win a game of beach volley, or simply enjoy lounging around or shaking your ass while waiting for us to top up your punch. This is our favorite time of the week. Once we run out of punch, we get in line for the amazing barbecue dinner. And then we end the day with a bonfire beach party. The next morning is my favorite morning of all. We leave Iggy Beach behind and go straight to the Blue Lagoon near Civita. Here we have my favorite brekkie, French toast, and the legendary paddleboard race. Another fun game is the paddleboard joust, but it did get a bit too competitive at times. After some more cave and beach exploring, lunch is served and we head on to the small fishing village called Plataria. As the skippers stock up on provisions, the guests enjoy some time on the beach with a cool iced coffee or a cocktail, and you can see the best sunsets here. Olga's is our favorite restaurant along the route. Here we indulge in the best Greek salad, traditional starters, the boys get their weekly protein intake, and the day ends in an absolute food coma. The next morning we explore some more caves on our way to Myra Bay. If the weather allows it, we get together in a star raft. These are so cool. After lunch, we break our amazing star raft and continue the journey to Parga. Once again, there is plenty of time for some paddleboard action or some onboard bonding. This Hannah was my favorite thing ever. Eventually, we make it to Parga, and once everyone's dropped anchor, we get on the water taxi with Kostas and head into town. This was always a highlight of my week. Parga is a super picturesque seaside town with Venetian painted houses and lots of great shops and restaurants. I loved grabbing a gyros while watching the hustle and bustle. I organized a walk up to the fortress every week, from where you can have 360-degree incredible views over the city and the surrounding bays. After giving some historical information as well, I walked everyone down to the bar with the best sunset view. Mike's also has great happy hour cocktails and the staff is the sweetest. On our way down for dinner, we always had to stop at the lovely baklava lady. She seriously had us hooked on her homemade sweets. Then it was time to catch the water taxi back to be dropped off on our boat again. How stunning is this? Early the next morning, the skippers wake up and start heading in the direction of the islands Paxos and Antipaxos. For a breakfast swim, they will explore some beaches on Antipaxos if the weather allows it. What better way to wake up than on a new island? Then before midday, we arrive in Gyros, the biggest town on the island of Paxos. By far one of my favorite Greek towns and islands. After lunch, people either head off to one of the nearby beaches or they rent an ATV to explore the island. I then took anyone who wanted on a hike to the Tripitos Arch. It is a 45-minute uphill hike crossing the island and olive groves, but then you finally reach the southern cliffs of the island. The limestone cliffs here are simply breathtaking, and so is the arch. Then we head back into town for a celebratory peanut butter gelato before heading to dinner at one of the amazing seafood restaurants. Don't be surprised if you find a cat on your boat before having a big night out, which were often not documented. In the morning, make sure you check your boat for cats again. This is by far the most relentless one. I delivered fresh bread to all the boats, and before or after breakfast, we set sail to our first swim spot of the day. All the boats gathered in Laka for lunchtime, and this is by far the bluest water you will swim in Greece. It looks just like a swimming pool. Perfect for some choreographed swimming and phenomenal dives. After lunchtime, the west coast of Paxos and all its hidden treasures waits for us. There are heaps more caves and stunning blue beaches like Eremitis Beach and also the Blue Caves. It is not always possible to visit the Blue Caves, But if your skipper does manage to find a good anchor spot, then you are in for a treat. Going in to explore these caves is one of my favorite things to do around the island. Going for a swim in the Blue Caves today. It's so stunning. Now I'm walking onto the second one. Great way to wake up after a big night out. After a quick dip at Eremitis Beach or the Blue Caves, the final sail goes around the southern tip of the island, passing this pinnacle and of course the Tripitos Arch. Then finally we reached Mongonisi, where we spent our final night. Our final group dinner here is at the taverna that serves incredible food. Everything is just to die for, and if you're lucky, you'll be there when they have the Greek dancing on. It turns into an absolute spectacle with a big finale at the end. The final morning is by far the earliest for the skippers, and at 6 a.m. they start heading back to Corfu, all while watching the sun rise over the mountains. The final swim and lunch stop of the week is right in front of Corfu Old Town before heading back to Guvia Marina. If you plan on spending some time on Corfu as well, then check out the mini guide that I'll be posting next. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.